Hello, I'm Jashikins, and welcome back to my The Host review. My dad's gone for a little bit, so I'm just actually going to film all 4 parts in one night. Probably not the smartest idea, but... So yeah. So this part we're going to begin with, who is Wanderer? Now, Wanderer is a super special soul whose main attribute is that, unlike most souls who, when they go from host to host, will stay within the same species, or at least it's very uncommon to be a host and to leave one host and go to a totally different species every time. And so that's why she's called Wanderer, because she wanders. She's never found a planet where she felt like home. And that's actually a very good basis for a character, of having this one character who's really well experienced, really, well traveled, and yet can never find home, can never find a place where they belong. One of the reasons I love this book is actually because it has so much potential, and that potential was wasted in Wanderer. She should have not been so old and not been so experienced. This should have been her second life, and not like her 8th. Because she acts like a teenager, she acts like she doesn't have all this experience, and yet that's what we find out from the start, that she's extremely experienced and she's like a legend, but she doesn't act like one. So to keep up the super special part, which Stephanie Meyer couldn't do without, this should have been her second life, and the spiders, who don't really have that many emotions, should have been her former host, so therefore she could, her whole sense of being overwhelmed by human emotions would be that much understandable, because she has never experienced any really form of emotion before. So, like, if she was younger, less experienced, and the super special part would be she's like a little prodigal. And so, that's why she's put onto this tough assignment, because they're like, oh, if there's one soul that can do this, it's this one, because they're awesome. And she could still retain the name Wanderer by maybe a little mix-up. I mean, if I thought this story was well written, I would say, oh yeah, we shouldn't do that, because that wouldn't make sense. And it's like, this whole book doesn't make sense. So, as I touched in with the part 1, you know who you're supposed to like by who treats Wanderer well. You're supposed to loathe the Seeker because the Seeker doesn't treat her well, that the Wanderer doesn't really like the Seeker at all. You're supposed to like Uncle Jeb because he's the first one that accepts Wanderer. You're supposed to be confused about Jared, and you're supposed to like Ian, and supposed to loathe Kyle because of how they treat Wanderer, even though Kyle's suspicions are very well founded. You just have this creature you've just learned as the enemy being in your camp. He shouldn't have been so hated and loathed, because that feeling makes a lot of sense. Of course he would be suspicious of this character. And that's what actually annoyed me in this reading, was how everyone sort of seemed to loathe Kyle's feelings. And it's like, I sort of really sympathize with him this time around. Yeah, when you reread things over and over again, you do find new things to like, new things to dislike. And Melaine Strider is the host that Wanderer has for this book. And Melaine Strider was a free human that she managed to stay free, and she just managed to be captured. And Wanderer is in her, and the Seeker is following Wanderer because there's a suspicion that Melaine might know where other humans are. And I understand that she's supposed to be selfish to counter Wanderer's selflessness, but it comes to a point of real bitchiness, such as, so Mullane has been enticing Wanderer with memories of Jared, like, oh, he really makes me aroused, really makes me fucking horny, he's just this fucking angel and he's awesome. And upon arrival, oh my god, he's looking at you! He must obviously be thinking of you and not me! Oh no, he's touching me! That means he must be showing affection to you! Like, so let me get this straight, Mullane. How you convince Wanderer to turn against her own kind, to fucking turn against her own kind, is to get her horny, and then when she obviously is horny and, you know, Jared still has feelings for you, you get pissed off. Like, what was the overall, why are you shocked, why are you, and then, keep this in mind, Wanderer has made such a big change. Like, just turn away from your entire species. That's not an easy thing to do. And Wanderer starts to feel like she actually belongs among the humans. Like, she makes this huge, huge life change. And when she starts to find love for herself, Mullane gets fucking pissed off. Like, ugh! Like, she has given up so much for you. Given up so much so that you can see the man you love. You get to see your little brother. And all you can do is, I don't like you finding love and being happy because I don't like him. I'm not going to make any compromises on this. You know, I'm not going to compromise and make you happy. And I swear, when Mullane disappears for just a little bit, I remembered it being a little longer, and now it's way too fucking short. Just like a chapter of relief of Mullane's gone, and while, you know, Wander and everyone else is going, oh no, Mullane's disappeared, oh no. I'm like, oh my god, this is the best part of the book. I know it's going to end, but oh god, this is such relief. And now, that's how Mullane is the majority of the time, but there are points here and there when she actually acts decently. In part one of this review, I mentioned that once the whole thing of Wander, you know, going to sacrifice herself, Mullane is actually a really fucking decent person. She's like, okay, I'll give you your space. And it's like, oh, that's really nice. Why can't I see this character? Like someone, like when you're writing a complicated character, you know, someone who's selfless, very selfish, and yet has, you know, a caring side to them, there's a way to do that. There's ways to write villains where you actually like the villains. With Game of Thrones, like, I've only watched the show, haven't read the books yet. Cersei Lannister is fucking horrible, but at the same time, it's like, she's really enjoyable, and while I disagree with her, like, I can get her point of view. With Mullane, I'm, like, at a total loss of what's going on. So, Mullane Strider, definitely not my favorite character. Wanderer is, like, as I said, if her age and experience had just been changed up, she would have actually been a decent one. And I do like the whole idea of someone turning against their kind for someone else. Like, that can be done really well. It just was not done well here at all. Hi. So, I've been Jashikins. This has been yet another part of my The Host review. And please comment below and tell me what you thought of Wanderer and Mullane Strider while reading. Do you agree or disagree with my opinions? You know, comment below. Also, what would be great is if you like and subscribe. You know, those are always great. And I own a blog called jashikins.blogspot.com. Videos like this will be on there, as well as other things, fan fictions, reviews, written videos. It's awesome. You should definitely check it out. And as well as checking that out, check some links down below in the description. Thank you very much, and until next time, goodbye.